30.
20.
10. 5, 4, 3, 2.
1. Ignition sequence start.
This is just the beginning.
Are you ready?
Here comes the best part.
1, 2, 3,
go.
Life Matters, a 5-time winner of the best morning show in Wisconsin. Hosted by Nancy Douglas and Tom Giovanoni.
All of you, get ready.
And now,
Life Matters begins on Lake 96.1.
Welcome to Life Matters.
Day.
According to Mike Mason, last week's show just got over with like 20 minutes ago, and now we're starting a new one. Right.
I hope everyone enjoyed it. Yep.
Right. Well,
Didn't seem that long.
they're always long, and we're just kind of weaning you into a longer show that's going to start eventually. So
That's right.
might as well get used to it.
Start your stopwatch.
Just in a few weeks.
96.1 minutes.
We've got a few new things going on that we're developing. So
I'm excited. I can't wait.
yeah. Anyway, so we'll tell you about that later. It's all exciting and excitement and suspenseful. So
Yeah, we can't talk too much
can't
about it.
talk about it.
There's other things to talk about.
Other things
Not
to talk
that.
about. So a few weeks ago, you and I travel to events across the county and across the listening area, and as does the rest of the staff. But you and I end up at all of these weird different events that normally
Weird, fun,
we
different
would
events.
not go to. Right.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that we have always gone to, however, is National Night Out. At the Walworth County Fairgrounds. And a few weeks ago when that happened, we actually met through Coco from the Treehouse.
Yep.
These nice people from Bloom360. And Laura is the founder of Bloom360. It is a school, and it is a private school for some special need type kids and some adult classes, and helpful for parents and all that kind of stuff. And so she's going to come in and talk about Bloom360 here in just a few minutes. But in the meantime, really quick, how was your week? And I'm only asking because you look like you're really sun or wind tanned
Dragging a
or
little
burned
bit.
or
Yeah,
something.
no, it was a good week, just busy. Academy started again. I taught a couple days for the house.
Okay.
Motorcycle,
Oh, the house.
motorcycle,
That's
yep.
where it came from.
So-
I'm just saying you have a sunglasses tan again.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm doing my Mr. Incredible. That's what Amy calls it. Well, yeah, we were out.
True. That's great.
When were we out there? Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday was a little damp,
Yeah.
but Thursday between the wind and the sun, I kind of got torched a little bit, but a great time.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
How long, you can't take those classes in the winter. Like, how does that work? Can you
inside?
inside?
Yeah, we can, as long as you're not riding in snow.
Oh.
And they have plowed the track before, so
Okay.
they could run classes. But usually we run them into November. It depends on customer needs.
Sure. I
And
can't
they will
imagine there's a lot of people that want to take a riding class in January.
Well, the more the merrier.
Right,
Well,
but
January
there's
may not
reasons
work.
why you don't want to actually ride then. There's salt on the road. I mean, there's other
Right.
reasons, not just because of the cold or
and
whatever. But
rarely does anybody ride to the class. They usually come in a car or truck or whatever.
oh, okay.
Only
Yeah,
the
but don't you ride
instructors
during the
ride.
class at all?
Yeah, but you're in
Okay.
a parking lot.
Right.
But
okay.
there is a point where it's too cold.
Yeah, okay.
So, but yeah, beginning in November, they're usually done. But again, it depends on customer demand.
Right,
If
right.
classes are full, they're going to keep running them.
Right.
So,
All right.
yeah,
Well,
but it's
I'm
fun.
just curious.
They'll start as early as late March, beginning of
Yeah,
April
yeah.
area, and then all summer.
Cool.
2 classes a week all summer long.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering where I like the Mr. Incredible. Is that what Mr. Incredible?
Incredible, yeah.
That's good.
Well, that started on a cruise. We went down to the Bahamas on a cruise with the kids many, many years ago. In fact, The Incredibles that just came out, and it was on a loop. So Dylan especially watched it like 37
7,000
times a day.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we went to Cable Beach, which is a white sand beach, and Tom got roasted.
Oh.
And I had my sunglasses on.
That was the end of
ones
that,
I always
huh?
wear, and I had the mask, the reverse mask, and I got called Mr.
Mr.
Incredible.
Incredible. Aw.
So
That's adorable.
it's my sunglass burn.
Yeah.
Usually a motorcycle related thing, but
Hey, listen, it's good to have it this late in the year.
yeah,
Although I'm super
it's
happy
good to
for
be
fall.
outside.
Well, my fall clothes are my favorite clothes.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so, I mean, I like September because it's my birthday,
this is
my birthday month, but I like fall. And that's my favorite season, and I like my fall clothes the best. And so the day after Labor Day, like 12:01 a.m. I am all fall, y'all.
Fall clothes.
So, right. But, honey, it's 82 degrees. Don't care, wearing flannel.
That's right.
Yep.
Got my
Philip
thermals
Sassano and myself, both. We're flannel addicts.
Yeah,
So-
that means so much.
Yeah.
Hoodies.
I love it.
But yeah, my favorite time of year is fall because you can still do everything.
Everything, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's not wet and soggy and
Right.
muddy. I don't.
And brown.
Spring is my worst season.
Yeah.
Hate spring.
Right. Brown.
White is okay. I like winter. Summer usually is pretty good until it gets hot and humid. Mm-hmm. Then I want to throw up and go north.
But fall's it.
Yep.
Yep. So we're in it.
Love it.
And those people who say, oh, you know, summer doesn't end until September 21st or 22nd or whatever it is, so get away from my margarita. Whatever. Too bad.
I've sat out by the fire pit with snow on the ground drinking margaritas.
Right.
There's no temperature
Don't
controlling
have
that.
I don't have anything to do with your stupid summertime. If I
People
want
are
it to be
weird.
fall, I want it to be fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can drink pumpkin spice in the summer if you want. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Nobody cares.
No. Fall doesn't depict drinks. Crazy.
Anyway, Laura from Bloom360,
Yes.
she's going to come in right after the break and tell us exactly what that's all about. Don't go away.
No.
This is something that's very, very cool. You're going to want to stay and listen. So stay tuned. We'll be right back right here on Lake 96.1.
Life Matters continues on Lake 96.1.
I know. I can't stop. I talk for a
You
living.
be laughing and we're done.
I talk for a living and I cannot, absolutely cannot do so.
Well, it's, Sunday.
It is Sunday. Yes.
It's a non-talking day.
It's
a listening
it's a
day.
pride. We should, yes. All of you out there, just listen.
We'll try and talk.
Don't try to talk like me. So we got back from the fair last week. Everybody's recouped. We're all good to go. And we reflect on what we've done throughout the summer. And one of the most important events that we go to in the summer is National Night Out.
Yes.
And it's something that is actually near and dear to both of our hearts because of your obvious involvement with law
There was a
enforcement
connection
and
there.
first responders. Yeah, you knew a couple people.
Yep.
And I know everybody knows this about me personally. I am 100% back the blue, back the first responders. There's no question in my mind that that's just how
A
it
lot
should
of
be.
people thought it was because you had a light bar on your car.
Well,
There's
people
that.
freak out when they see that because they know you put
They do.
lights and sirens on Nancy's car and she is gone. The
Well,
only thing
that's
I don't
where
have is a
stories start.
badge. Yes, that's where
we
stories
can
start.
get that taken care of.
I know. I can fake badges.
I got extras.
Amazon. So always got extras. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Next commercial break. So anyway, but one of the people that we met, and I know you already knew them, but I did not, is Laura Rauman from Bloom360. She is an entrepreneur. She owns Vista 360 LLC, and you do the business consulting on that side of your life. But on the other side is Bloom360. You pivoted, you founded this school. It's a learning community to support neurodivergent individuals, plus the families and caregivers, because as we all know, it takes the village. And so Laura is here to talk a little bit about Bloom360 today. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Good.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for coming in. So, first of all, I wanted to ask you why you started this. What is your why for Bloom360?
Yeah. My why is my daughter, who is now 21,
Okay.
has an autism diagnosis.
Okay.
And when she was little, we're talking 3-4 years old, she started in the public school system. And she was struggling with the size, the noise, the visual stimuli, the auditory stimuli, just too big, too noisy, too much. And she was really not wanting to go, even back then, to school. And so we tried a few different schools, looked around. We had outside therapies helping her. And at around age 7, we decided that we would homeschool.
Right.
And it was during that time, after about a year, that I was standing in my kitchen with one of her therapists and the woman who was helping me kind of homeschool her. And I said, we should start a school.
Yeah.
Because I think there's other families that need this.
You are not alone. That's right.
Yeah. And so that's kind of where that light bulb went off. And once I say something, It
You
happens.
do it? Aw.
Yeah.
Your head and you got to do it.
I got to do it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. So, first of all, explain to people what neurodivergent means. Now, I know I have also, we talked about this before the show. I have a grandson who is on the spectrum. I feel like, again, he also, like your daughter, he was diagnosed very young at I think he was 2. We knew. And we knew before just by some of the things that he was doing as a baby, even, we just knew. But, and he was always very, I'll have to show you a picture of him after the show. He was always the cool guy even at a year old, he was always the cool guy in the room. He was calm, cool, and collected, and he would just watch. And you knew that he was just he would just watch people and be, almost scary. Yeah. A little creepy kid in the room.
What's my way out?
I had someone when she was very young say to me, she's like your barometer. Just watch her and you'll know what's happening in the room.
Yeah. Yeah, and he would just and he'd be calm and not upset about anything, and things. I told you, one of the things when my daughter found out, that we were going to end up going down this path or some path. One of the things that she knew, she started looking at how to overcome different things, and so one example is loud noises, not to be overly, afraid of loud noise. So he'll stand at a fireworks show. He wouldn't be scared at all of things things like that, not startled, not overwhelmed, not, and so, so you would be able, so he was the most calm, cool, collected person in the room most of the time at, even 2 years old. He just was, but neurodivergent can mean a lot of different things. And so to explain that term, neurodivergent, to us.
Sure. At its core, it means somebody who has a brain that works differently,
right.
And processes information differently.
Okay.
So that can mean, stimuli, sensory information coming in, auditory, visual, also just the way they take in information, how they learn best. And neurodivergent kind of captures the autism diagnosis.
Okay.
It can also include Down syndrome, ADHD. It can include folks with different medical diagnoses who may have some cognitive differences.
Sure, that makes sense.
Kind of falls into that neurodivergent group.
Right. So the word divergent, neuro. So you put the two together, it means a little bit, the brain reacts a little bit different than everybody else.
Yep.
That's the simplest way to put it.
Yes.
So I'm not looking at you for any reason. I'm just... Sorry. He's looking at me, Laura.
You're not going to get me tested today, are you?
Laura's... Isn't he looking at me why are you looking at me?
What's she going to make me say?
Right. Yeah.
What's she want me to say?
Never know where she's going.
Oh, my God. So...
I need a map.
So this is a school for ages, 5 to...
21. So
Okay.
So we have our day school program.
Okay.
Which serves in the 5 to 21. We also have some adult programs as well.
Perfect.
So we launched a new BizPath program this fall.
Okay.
It's centered around, it's for ages 21 and up. And it's centered around the idea of micro businesses. So we are teaching them all the different roles within a little business.
Sure.
And we start small. We're starting with a community cafe. And then we'll move on to something else. But what they'll do is they'll fill out job applications, simple job applications for the different roles within that micro business. So whether it's marketing, doing the budget, shopping, getting the supplies, doing the actual cooking, baking for this, talking to and surveying the population within our school to figure out, allergies and what foods they like and don't like, and then preparing a menu.
Right.
And
you don't open a restaurant for chili if you have 0 people in your neighborhood that love chili.
Right.
So you're right. I mean, it's
Makes
common.
sense.
It's also, it's funny how people absorb common sense. You know what I mean? And I will tell you that my experience is Dominic, my grandson, absorbs common sense at a much faster and better and more logical rate than most of the adults that I know. And so it's great, though, that I mean, just the whole circle. It gets, and you don't realize the other things that you're teaching them while you're doing the actual, again, logical project, right? And so that's cool. I love that. I love the cafeteria idea.
Is there an age limit on that, or is it for anybody?
I mean, it can really ideally probably up through like early to mid 30s. Yeah, depending on the kiddo. You know, I call everyone a kiddo,
They're all
by
kids.
the way.
They are kids. Yeah.
My dad used to call people kiddos in their 50s.
Aw.
So it got
Yeah.
stuck.
Aw.
It's coming back because I hear it all the time.
I'm just getting old.
No, you're not. Not at all. We're talking with Laura Rauman. She is the owner of Bloom360. It's a learning community for neurodivergent children, young adults. And okay, so we have that part of it. The Biz Path is new, but then you have just a regular day school. How many kids? What are their ages? Like, talk to us about a little bit about the school.
Yeah. So our youngest currently is 7. Our oldest is 17 in the day school. Most of our kiddos have, once they come, they typically stay.
Yeah.
Parents find it to be a very welcoming, safe environment, and that's what we set out to design. We lead with social emotional learning, and then once kids feel safe, they have trusted relationships, they can then and understand, process their own feelings, be able to articulate those emotions. The learning happens.
Right.
And we use a project-based learning curriculum. So it's very hands-on. It's interest-driven. So the kids are doing individual projects where their goals are their math goals and their reading literacy goals. And all of that is built into those projects. We also do group projects, and then we have like community-wide projects. So it's all project-based learning, which tends to work really well for for a lot of people.
I was going to say that I was always way more
Always hands-on.
the hands-on
A lot of people are. Yeah.
And I would, and I definitely have to, if you really want me to remember it, make sure I write it down. I mean, then I might remember it. If you don't have me write it down, like Tom and I will talk about something or having somebody on the show or whatever, and I'll text him and be like, okay, when is that? What is happening there? And he's like, I don't know. I didn't write it down either. And then we just make sure we're here in case somebody shows up.
But if we text, we remember.
But we do, yeah, or write it down, yeah. I mean, it's and so many people are like that. And you know what? So many people are like that, and they don't realize it. And they could, they would accomplish so much more if they just wrote it. I could even write it down and throw it away. But I will remember
the act of, well, it's the brain to the hand.
Yeah.
Actually it creates a pathway.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah. And see, so many kids, they don't learn that. I mean, the strategy is not to teach them that way when, like you said, so much of that is so successful. And so then as they progress, how many kids are there right now? How many students do you have?
We have 11 in our day school,
Nice.
and then we have 2 enrolled in Biz Path,
Okay.
and we're looking to enroll 3 to 4 more.
Okay. Okay.
So
Tell us-
small group.
Yeah, for sure. Where is the school? Like, I guess I didn't cover the basics. Where is it?
We're located in the town of East Troy.
Right.
We have a beautiful property that's quiet. It's on about 3.5 acres.
Aw.
It's all fenced in. That was important
Yeah.
to me when we were looking for a place. It's an old school building. So it was 150 years. It was an East Troy public school.
Yeah.
So that feels good too, that it's got that infrastructure that feels like a school.
Right.
And then we have the outside space. It's quiet, which is nice. It's rural, and the community has been really good to us.
Yeah.
Supportive
Yeah.
of what we're doing.
So, how is it funded? How do you fund something so successful?
So we are a nonprofit, 501c3.
obviously, right.
We did that intentionally so that we could have fundraisers.
Exactly.
We could write for grants.
Yeah.
And then we do charge private tuition. In a
Right.
perfect world, I wish we didn't have to charge tuition. And maybe someday we won't, or it'll be nominal. But at this point, that's how we make all the
Of course.
magic happen. And
Of course.
we pay our staff.
I was going to say, how big is the staff?
We have 6 learning guides. We call them learning guides, our teachers. They are from special education backgrounds, occupational therapy, music therapy, and then a school social worker.
Of course.
So
That's awesome. Like
is.
it's the perfect world, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds like
and
it.
when you have somebody that does something like this, and you're motivated by your own personal experiences, and you have such a personal stake in it because you understand, like you're right there with other parents, you're right there with other caregivers, your daughter is right there with other students that need these types of programs. The outcomes are way different than if somebody says, oh, okay, well, I'm going to start this and serve it. You're not servicing this community at all. You're growing with this community, and you are right there alongside them. And that is a very, very different feel, I'm sure, when you walk in that building. So, but speaking of that funding, you've got some things coming up. You've got fundraisers and things like that, because that's what we have to do in order to keep Bloom 360 going. Tell us a little bit about the fundraisers and things like that are coming up.
Yep. So on October 4th, it's a Saturday, we have a bowling fundraiser. It's a very family-friendly event. It's 9-pin tap. There'll be raffle baskets and sponsorships available.
Can I have bumpers?
Yes, and you can also have a ramp.
Good.
You can have both.
Look at her. Look at her knowing me right away. So, all right, bumpers and I'm striking every time. I'm just, or at least maybe I'll hit
keep
one
the ball
pin.
out of the gutter.
I will.
Hopefully.
Well,
as long as you hit the right lane.
yeah, I can. I would be a very good bowler if I did it once in a while, but I just never
it
bowl.
helps
So
to practice.
it does help to practice, because I do really like bowling. People have so much fun at bowling fundraisers. I mean, come on. How can
I've
you
had
not?
a blast.
Yeah. How can you not have fun at a bowling? So
It would be hard.
So it's in New Berlin. Where is it?
At New Berlin Bowl.
Okay.
By the Ale House.
Okay. So that's Saturday, October 4th. And then what do we have after that? Oh, some workshops. Let's talk about the workshops.
Yep. So we do family, parent, caregiver workshops. They are centered around helping people understand sensory processing and how that impacts behavior and emotions. And then we teach strategies for the adult
Right.
to working with a child or maybe an adult working with a young adult to how to approach those situations. First and foremost, that where are you at as the adult in the situation? Because when behaviors get big, sometimes we go big. And so it's important for us to take a quick breath, calm, and then try to help and, be there for that person who might be struggling at that moment.
It's funny because you say that, we go back to again, please remember that the reason why we talk about our own personal experiences on this show is to let people know that you are not alone.
Correct.
Okay, we get a lot of different things that a lot of different people are going through, like, a few years ago, chronic illness, just pain all the time, things like that. And we talk about our own personal experiences for a reason, because the people who listen to the show need to know that you are not alone in going through this. That's why we have people like Laura on here to tell you about options. That's why we talk ourselves about our personal experience. But so going back to that, I will give my daughter some credit, a lot of credit, in that she taught us a lot on how to deal with Dominic. Dominic, yes, would have meltdowns, just meltdowns. And although I'll tell you a story in a minute about Dominic's negotiating skills at 4 years old.
Oh, yes.
Right. And so but she did teach us how to not react like you would, and just kind of like, and I don't know if I'm just, because I'm grandma, so I don't care if you can have a meltdown in the middle of Walmart. I'm just going to stand there and wait till it's over, And so, because I think everything he does is cute. I really don't care. They can cry, they can scream, they can hit each other, and I'm just like, you guys are adorable. Come over here, And so I don't get upset. But my husband was a lot different. My husband would be like, "Oh my gosh, let's just take him out to the car," and I'm like, no. No, this is the world, okay? Lots of kids have meltdowns. Lots of kids want something that they don't get. That Dominic is no different from that. His meltdown just might be a little bit more screechy. So, but she came up with a red light, yellow light, green light solution. And she would ask him, are you red light? Are you green light? Are you yellow light? Green light was good to go. I'm over it. I'm done. Red light was and we were able to, I think she probably still uses that once in a while now.
Sure.
And so that teaches people, You don't realize how much the people around you have to understand. And you, like you said, grandparents, babysitters, aunts and uncles that are over regularly, siblings, you know, everybody has to know this. So these workshops, man, that's awesome. That is awesome that you guys do. So they're in these ones coming up on the 14th. They're in Lake Geneva. So
So October 14th.
Okay.
We're partnering with the Treehouse Child and
of
Family
course.
Center. Coco, yes.
We love them.
Hi,
We love
Coco.
them. Yes. Yes.
So we're partnering with them and offering this at the Covenant Harbor
yeah.
in the evening. I forget what night of the week it is.
Yeah. The 14th
The 14th,
is...
October 14th. Might be a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's information though, like on our website if you want to
Sure, of
people
course.
want to register.
Right. So what are the words? Is there more than one?
We have this one scheduled, and then we have one in February scheduled with the Treehouse.
Okay.
And then we periodically offer them as well. So we will send out information about that when we have something scheduled.
Perfect. Okay.
So-
All right. And then in the spring, Sips and Bites. What's that going to be in April?
So we have our big fundraiser. This is the largest one we do every year. Is the Bloom Social.
Okay.
It's held at our building, and we invite local vendors to come sample their beer, their whiskey, their vodka, their food.
That sounds terrible.
And they set up tables throughout our building, and then we charge one fee to get in.
Right.
You have to be 21 and over to attend.
Right.
Everyone has a good time. We have live music. We have a basket raffle, silent auction, and we also get sponsors for that event.
Sure.
Nice.
That's
Adult
awesome.
fundraiser.
I mean, we talk a lot about things that you should not miss and that you should know about in the community and that you should support. This is one of them. Because are the students just from Walworth County? Where are the students coming
They
from?
come all over
Yeah.
from southeastern Wisconsin.
Right.
And a lot of our kiddos' families use our scholarship fund, which is what some of our fundraisers raise money for, is
Perfect.
to fund our scholarship fund.
Right.
And last year we gave about $30,000 for our scholarship, and we granted awards in about $30,000. And then this year it was almost 50.
Wow.
So the
Awesome.
need is growing.
Yeah, but that's good.
It is good.
Yeah.
And I'd love for it to be, $1 million. Of
course.
so that we could.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And
something to shoot for.
I always encourage everyone to, if they think Bloom360 is a fit, or they want to explore it, to not have the tuition be the reason they do not walk in the door. To
We
at
will
least
find a way.
come tour, because we do have scholarship, and we do try, when there's a fit, we do try to make it work.
Of course.
So how do we do that? Let's say I have a child at home that hasn't been diagnosed, but things aren't going well at school.
You
Just
don't-
a little
yeah.
bit different.
Yep.
Can we just come up and talk to somebody, bring them up?
Yep, you can call us or email us at info@bloom360.org, or give us a call at 414-935-6360 and set up a tour. That's the best first step.
Sure.
And come see what you think. Come let the child experience the environment, and then we go from there.
So you don't have to have a doctor's diagnosis or anything?
No, you don't need a medical diagnosis.
Right.
You don't need anything like that. It's
Right.
if your school isn't working for your kiddo, come give us a call. And
So your staff will talk to the parents and the
Oh, yeah.
child and
usually, yep,
make a group decision.
we do. We go through a pretty thorough process. Sometimes families visit a couple times. Then we go through an application process, which is all on our website. And then we also set up a family meeting. We just talk through, tell us about your kiddo, what's good, what's not working, where are challenges. Ask us questions. We ask questions. It's a very open discussion. Then we have the kiddo come visit and spend time with whichever cohort they would be placed in, see how that goes. Sometimes that happens a couple of times. And then we all kind of get together and determine do what program and if it's a good
Nice.
fit.
And the nice thing, what I'm hearing too is when you say that, excuse me, that you have several visits and several meetings about this and everything, is that you're trying to make the Bloom 360 community within those walls, within those fences of that property, a community within itself. And so you can't take a child that, number one, you don't have the resources to help. You don't have, because everybody suffers. And I think that that's where the problem with, now, again, our experience is that through due diligence, my daughter was able to make sure that Dominic has always been integrated into a regular classroom. But there's a lot of other stuff that goes into it at home and outside school hours and everything to make sure that that stays. He has had an aide at times in there with him that she's demanded that actually was state required. Like if he's got to have it. And so, so she's advocated for those kind of things, but sometimes that's just not the fit. That's just not the possibility. That's just not, but you won't also take them at the risk of the other students are being successful. Right. So it's also got to be it's got to be a group effort as well, home and school. You can't just take children in any classroom level, school, whatever, drop them off and expect not to have to participate in your child's education. I don't care where they go to school. You have to participate. In this instance, everybody participates, including, I'm sure, the parents of the other students. Oh, yeah. They get told, we have a new student, and then everybody can anticipate and help and work together and cooperate to, again, integrate that student into the Bloom360 family. Right. And I think that that's the vibe that I'm getting is that you make it, I feel like every single person that walks through those doors every day, the students, the parents, the aides, the teachers, everybody loves being there. Yep. The kids are happy to come to school. Yeah. The parents are relieved and feel, for sometimes the first time ever, like grateful, thankful, calm. Yes. That they're not. Thank God something is here that can help my child. Like every time the phone rings, the school's calling and saying, come get your kid. Yeah. Like, first thing I say if I have to call a parent is like, everything's good. Yeah. Hey, it's, right. We have a question. You need to know this. Right. We have a question. Right. Right. Or they're asking about this. What's going on here? Right. So we're very that's usually the thing that people say when they come in our building is they can feel just the love, the difference. And it's love. The kids are usually, if the kids come, we usually tell parents, if you're not sure, you guys come first. Because usually when the kids come, they want to come there then. Right. So that's hard. If for some reason parents decide it's not going to work right now. So I always say, if you're not sure, you come first. Test it out, right? Which is what most parents do. We test it out first. Right. And then if you're feeling like, okay, this might be a good fit, then the kiddo comes along.
Well, you're going there for a reason. Yeah. Right. It's not like... You need help. Right. Right. Something is not quite normal. And yeah, so why wouldn't you go there first to get a feel? It's just that this is such a struggle for so many parents, and they don't feel like there's another option. And thank God that you did what you did, and again, pivoted, which was the word that is used in, you use that word yourself, right? And went down this path to help others, because it can be overwhelming just having your own. But you've taken in, and your team, I don't even want to call them a staff, but your team. We say team. Yeah, has taken in all of these other families. Yeah. And it's just, that's incredible. I mean, that's incredible. And you've made it so easy for people to get involved, or, to find out about it, get involved, or whatever. You just simply give them a call and then show up and check it out. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not government red tape. It's not all this other stuff. It's just people helping people who have experience with the same things. And there's something to be said, too, for that's great that you have the kids and you're doing everything you can for the kids and, again, the young adults and stuff. But the parents and the caregivers, okay, that's a whole nother side to this. Right. That, I mean, those people need reinforcements. They need support. They need reassurance that everything's going to be okay. Okay, we had 7 bad days in a row, but it's okay. The 8th day is going to be great, and phases we go through, exactly. Too. Yeah. Yeah. And there's steps we can take. And when you also find community, you have people you can reach out to. Right. It makes a world of difference. I remember when my daughter was around 3 or 4, I said to someone, I feel like I'm on an island. And I felt all alone. Yes.
And I
exhausted.
knew this wasn't working, but I didn't know what step to take next. And so I never want other families to feel that way.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we've created is as best we can.
Yeah.
to
It
be
sounds
there.
like it because you're all, working for the same goal. You calm the child, it calms the parents.
Right.
Yeah.
It just kind of works in this big
Right.
successful circle.
Yeah.
We've had parents say, "You've given us our family back."
I'm sure.
Because, like you said, it takes a village, and when a child is not doing well, the whole family's not doing
yeah.
Well,
Everyone.
it changes everything you do.
every dynamic,
It changes
every
your
outing,
social events and
everything.
yeah.
I mean, you're right. You can feel like you're on that. You can isolate yourself. I don't want to go out. I just, and whether
It's easier to stay home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. For whatever reason, I don't
Right.
want them to be stressed out, so I will miss out. I don't want the siblings to be stressed out, so we'll send dad and the siblings and we'll stay home. Just all of those different combinations. And you're right. Bloom 360, that's a light at the end of the tunnel, and then the tunnel gets real short once you join that family. And so, and then it's all light. And
Right.
you're right. There's ups and downs, but
We work through them.
yeah.
We use those, like even when something happens within our environment, we then help the kids work through that with the tools they're learning and the strategies they're learning, right? Because those are practice zones.
Right.
We're all going to be, upset with a peer, right?
Exactly.
We're not going to like something somebody said to us or
Right.
did to us.
Right.
Well,
Right.
let's work through that.
Right.
How do we
Well-
work through that?
The-
That's life.
We have turned into such an antisocial society,
Right.
Because everything is, here's your tablet.
right.
Go play on your tablet.
Yeah.
Well, that's
COVID
not
didn't help.
communication.
COVID
no,
was
there's
the
a lot
worst,
of things that haven't helped.
Right, but
for sure.
COVID, yes, you're right. COVID and the internet
Yeah.
are the two
But-
most detrimental things in the yeah.
The stuff you see on Facebook with all the kids in the front yard, we never had to worry where our kids were because
Because
they're
we
all
just look at the bicycles.
Yeah, where
right.
the bikes are piled
right.
up, that's where
Where's
the kids
the banana
are.
seats? There
But
they are.
That doesn't happen anymore because
Meal
it's
time.
all
Where are the kids?
yeah, it's all
Right.
tablet stuff. I
Oh
would,
my gosh, the street lights are on. We got to go home. Right.
Yep.
But
Nobody
yeah, I
does
would
that
rather
anymore.
have my grandkids out playing, out doing something. Get off the tablet. Go,
Yeah.
like I've said many times, don't come back until you're dirty and bleeding.
Right.
Go have fun.
Yeah. Dirty feet is a good sign.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. You're supposed to eat like a pound of dirt a year. Go do it.
It
right.
helps your digestive
It does,
system.
and your immune system.
Your immune system.
Right.
Right.
So, by the way, it is the beginning of the school year around here, and so expect for all of your fellow employees that have children to come to work sick. Just the PSA of the day. But anyway, so if somebody can't make it to the events or to either of the events or any of the events, how else can people support? Because there's two sides to the business. There's the scholarships that you give to people who need it, who need to be there but yet can't necessarily afford the whole thing, and then there's obviously the operating expenses. And so the two major those are the top two major things that pretty much any business has. Again, how can people support those? How could just go on the website? Is there somewhere on the website to show how they can just donate?
Yeah, we have a donate
Okay.
button on our website at bloom360.org. It's something you can do through PayPal
Okay.
or credit card.
Easy.
Yep. The other way the community can support is if you have an idea of a way our kids could connect
Yeah.
with your business.
Yeah.
Or invite us in. Our kids love to perform. Sing, perform music.
Oh, cool.
We have our music therapist who does beautiful showcases twice a year, and now we've started to do those same showcases at the East Troy Community Center.
Aww.
So if there's ever opportunities for like our kiddos to come in, whether it's a nursing home or a senior facility, anywhere, we love those community connections.
Do they do that at Christmas? That would be so cool.
We do a holiday, and then we do a spring.
How adorable.
Yeah. And it,
love
when they
that.
go out too, they perform it within our building. Parents, grandparents come and our staff. But then when we go out into the community, right, that's a whole different audience.
Yes.
And so there's a different level of nerves and excitement and all of that. And that gives them a great experience as well.
Absolutely.
And then, like some of the seniors that were there the last time they performed, the one woman came up to me and said, I wasn't going to come out today, and I'm so glad I did. This made my week.
Yeah.
Well, it's helping the students and the people that they're performing for.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Right.
Yeah.
See, I see this kind of stuff I'm this person that I see this kind of stuff and then I just cry. Oh my God.
There are some tears.
They're just like, just love everything they do. And I just can't help it. Like it just, because behind that performance is hours and weeks and months and sometimes years of overcoming struggles, beating challenges. You're right. Lots of battles. And then they're out there and they're happy and they're more confident or they're not happy, but they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
It just, whatever it
confidence.
is. Exactly.
Right.
And it's just it's just amazing to see the growth, even if, and you'll know it, even if you've never seen them before.
Absolutely.
You'll be able to tell how much
Yes.
they've grown.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. I got to watch for when those shows are because I got to go see one.
Just
bring
out
the
of
tissue.
curiosity, approximately how many students do you have there?
We have 13
Okay.
this year.
No.
So
Yeah.
highly customized, individualized.
But that's great because they get a lot of attention.
Absolutely.
You know,
They
How
do.
many
Small
could you
classes.
have?
I think we could go up to about 20.
Yeah. Okay.
It depends on the development
Sure.
of the child,
Right.
where we are on that developmental scale, because some take more resources,
Of course.
higher needs. The groups need to be a lot smaller. Some, like we have 5 of our kiddos right now working on their high school diploma, and so they're kind of in a different place.
Of course.
They're a little older,
Yeah.
a little more independent. So
Do you have situation? I'm sure the answer is yes here, where they almost like mentor the younger kids?
Oh, sure.
Or does that happen just naturally and organically there anyway because of the
it
situation?
happens a little bit of both
Okay.
organically,
Yeah.
and then sometimes we pair them.
Yeah.
Let's go read. Do you want to go
Right.
read to
Right.
so and so? That's younger.
Right.
And sometimes they'll sit there and let them read to them, whereas they don't want a learning guide to read to them, maybe.
Right.
But if there's another kiddo that's doing it, and then there's some of that happens too out on like the playground.
Yeah.
And too with some of the games and they tend to be very nurturing to each other. Sure, there's still
Protective
like little
probably, too.
spats and
Of
things.
course.
Well, yeah.
We've got teenage girls, so
Right.
we've got some
Oh, God.
spats that happen.
Right.
But like,
Not saying nothing.
but they're still they feel like they belong, and when we have new learners too come into the mix, they are welcoming to those new learners. So it's really kind of cool to see like
Well, they're helping each other. I mean, it builds
They're a family.
trust and confidence, and there's nothing negative about it.
How many have you put through all the way, and I don't mean like from very beginning to very end, but like that have graduated, so to speak, or
so we've had 2 graduates.
one of them being your daughter,
One of my,
correct?
yep, one. Last year was my daughter.
Yeah.
The year before was another young man who had started with us when we first opened in 2017. So he went all the way through and now is working in a large, I'll say, home improvement retail.
Cool. Yeah.
And he's running the forklifts and he's teaching, he's training the cashiers.
Yeah.
He's doing all the things. I'm very proud of him.
That's
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my daughter graduated last year, and she's starting in the BizPath program this year.
Sure.
And then we've got, like I said, 5 others that are working on their high school diplomas.
That's just awesome. Laura, it's just crazy good.
Very cool.
It's crazy good. You know what you don't understand is how many people we have in this community that you may never hear about that have done just incredible things like this. You're one of them. I had never met you until National Night Out. And now I'm so glad that I met you because we will cross paths. You got to keep us posted on all
Love
the
to.
stuff that
Yeah.
you do. And but I do have to tell you this quick story because you'll think this is funny. So when we were potty training Dominic, Dominic is a very reward-centered success, right? So and it doesn't matter what it is. You could say, if you go and do this, we'll give you a penny. And he's like, whoa, penny, and doesn't care, right, about what it is. He just wants it. So we were potty training him, and they were giving him chocolates, Hershey's Kisses, when he went to the bathroom, right? And so his dad said, he said, you go do this and I'll give you a chocolate. And Dominic said, I want 2 chocolates. And his dad said, you get 1 chocolate. And Dominic said, I want 2,000 chocolates. And we're like, dude, that is not how you negotiate. So that's Dominic. He's like, okay, you won't do that. Well, we're going to go way over here. And then we'll meet in the middle. he got one chocolate, not the 1,000 chocolates that he could have had. But his negotiating
Well,
skills
if he
had to
would
have
have
a
got the
little
two,
work.
it would have been a perfect negotiation.
It would have been a perfect negotiation, except that he went off the rails. And I mean, he was only 3.
Went
so,
for the
what do you do?
jackpot.
But yeah.
Enjoy your chocolate.
But I will tell you this too, though. 2 things about Dominic that is, and sometimes this was part of why it was so hard to get him on the right path in a school situation. Dominic is a numbers kid. Mm-hmm. You can ask him, 8,362,000 divided by 6 is what, and you give him about 6 seconds and he knows. Mm-hmm. That was number 1. And number 2 is he had no patience for how long it took to teach other kids the things that he thought that he already knew. Mm-hmm. So, and actually that he did. He did know it. So one year I got him flashcards. He was like 2, and put him in the stocking. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know, February, Katie calls me and says, hey, we finally opened up those flashcards. He's 2. He's never been to school. We have no idea. And there were simple flashcards. I'll give it that. Dog, cat, boy, girl, whatever. She's like, I threw him away. And I said, why? And she said, he knew all those words. I was like, from where? We have no idea. We have no idea. And so, but my point being with that is that sometimes it also takes a place like Bloom360 to figure out what's already in there that they haven't figured out how to get out and tell you that they already know. Again,
Absolutely.
I kid you not. He was 2 years old and he knew those words. Obviously, it was from television or iPad, whatever it was, however he figured it out. But he opened up that package and she showed him every one and he knew what it was. No pictures, no hints, no clues, nothing. There was like 2 of them that he didn't know out of 20. So she was like, they were useless. I threw them away. Like we already knew this. Moving on. And so it takes somebody like you guys and a team like yours to get out what's in there that traditional school just may not ever be able to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And to pay attention to those
Right.
nonverbal cues
Yeah.
as well.
To have the time to learn them.
Yeah.
Because everyone's got their own, I don't want to say quirks, but their own way of doing things.
Right.
Or how they respond.
Right.
That takes a lot to learn. And, having information on that going forward, because I ran into it quite a bit in my profession where we don't know.
Right.
We're just trying to react
It's a very
to
good
it.
point.
Yeah.
And we're taught to react a certain way, which usually is counterproductive.
Exactly.
But yeah, having that information ahead of time really helps. So
Yeah, that's interesting too because you're right. You're taught to react like it's completely against what everything you were trained to do.
Yeah,
when
I
you
don't-
have to react to somebody.
it's
with
something
an issue.
that we talk about. We don't know how to negotiate real well.
2,000 chocolates. That's the
ask,
solution.
tell, make.
Right.
We have a 3-step program. I'm going to ask you to do it. If you don't want to do it, I'm going to tell you. And if you're not going to do it, we're going to make you do it.
Yeah, and you can't,
which does not work.
Nope.
With a lot of people in that
But
position.
you don't know the
Exactly.
situation you're
How
walking
do you
into.
know? Yeah.
You don't know.
And
Yeah.
everybody we deal with, almost everybody we deal with lies and tries to use everything they can to stop us from doing what we do. So,
That's interesting.
but it's
too.
a double-edged sword.
It
But
is.
for parents out there who have children that have those quirks, I don't have a better word for
Right.
it. If you're dealing with law enforcement or some other professional, let them know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that definitely helps.
A lot of the police departments have programs where you can go
Register them.
your
Yep.
child or go in and talk to them
And let them
know we live here. This is kind of what's going on.
For sure.
That helps a lot too.
Absolutely.
Years ago, and I don't remember, years ago, because I've been retired for a while, we had a family come in they had a son that was autistic, and he liked to run. And if you chased him, he really liked that a lot. And they brought him in, and they introduced us to him.
Yeah.
And
It's
explained
just a
that
game to him.
if this is what happens, don't chase him.
Don't.
Because
Yeah.
he's going to run out into traffic and everything,
Right.
And thank God they did it. I don't think we ever had to deal with that child. They did a really good job being parents to him. But we also knew, it was a heads up. If they would call, our dispatch could say, hey, this is, be careful of this or whatever.
Keep an eye out for him, but
Oh,
don't
man.
chase him.
That helps so much.
Well, I tell you what, drones have found
Oh yeah.
thousands
Yes.
of children.
But
like
you still
this,
gotta
and
have-
adults.
You still got to have boots on the ground.
Well,
Someone's
this is
still got to
true.
do the work.
Somebody's still got to go get them, but
right.
at
And if
least
you're
you know where
motivating
they're at.
that activity,
Yeah.
again, the drone can find them, but we can screw it up really quick if we
Although
don't know.
I will say this, that your fellow officers say that most people run from you anyway. So
Well, yeah.
run from you, jump out of windows. I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
Oh,
So, Laura, bloom360.org is where you get information. If you have questions, info@bloom360.org. And of course, the phone number, all the contact information is on the website. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. This has been lovely.
yeah, it's a
And
blast.
please keep me posted on all of the other stuff so we can talk about it, anything that's going on. And then I definitely want to go to the fundraiser because that's going to be, I mean, not only does the fundraiser itself sound very cool, but I really would
check it
love
out.
to see the place and all of that. And so, yeah.
That'd be great.
That's why we
would
want to go
love
to
to
that
be
one.
there. What?
Just to take the tour.
Was that Sips and Bites?
Yes.
Yeah, to see
No.
the school. It's the only reason I want to go.
That's why everyone comes.
I know. Not
But
me.
yeah, I'm really happy I ran
I'm
into you at
being
National Night
honest.
Out.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, me too.
Yes,
That's good.
yes, that was a
was
great. I
fortunate.
love National Night Out for everything they do, and then they bring us things like this. That
Yeah.
we don't. Yeah, so yeah, very, very, very nice, and so lovely talking to you. And keep it up. Keep up
Yeah.
the good work. I know it's hard, and I know sometimes you go home with huge victories in your head, and sometimes you're like, "Oh God, today, why did I do this?" But I can't imagine that the victories don't completely overwhelm those crazy days. So
Yeah,
thank you
absolutely.
for
Thank
what
you.
you do.
Thank you.
keep us informed on the fundraisers and stuff too.
For sure. For
Will
sure.
do. Will do.
So coming up next, Just Stop.
Okay.
Okay. All right. That's right here on Life Matters on Lake 96.1.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
Stop it.
Whoa. Stop right there.
Stop! Stop fast!
Just stop talking.
Welcome back to Life Matters.
Good interview.
Oh,
She's awesome.
Listen.
I like her.
there are some times when we have a guest in here and I really don't pay attention to how long we've been talking
No.
because if I'm not paying attention and I'm not struggling to get information or we are finding new ways to bring the information to you or whatever, we are not limited on how long we can talk. Again, Mike Mason, the program director who is supposed to keep everybody in check and on time, he disagrees with that theory.
Yeah, but Mike, just look away. Look
Right.
away.
Just
Don't
stop
watch.
listening,
Yeah.
Mike. Just Mike.
Just Mike.
Nah, he doesn't. He knows.
I know.
But he does usually, he'll check in with me like on Wednesday and say, hey, is your show over yet? From Sunday.
kinda
So,
like that.
Yeah, he's funny about it.
But, when you have an interview like that going, you can't stop that. You
Right. I
gotta
mean,
let it
you're
flow.
not everybody's listening.
Absolutely.
Nobody stopped listening.
No.
So
I didn't.
Right. Well, I hope
Captive
not.
audience.
What with you sitting here and all.
Right.
So anyway, we only have a couple minutes, but that won't stop us from talking longer.
I was going to say, or do.
And I said we're trying to ease you into the fact that
Right.
the show is going longer at some point
Gotta
within the next
acclimate 'em.
few weeks. So we will be telling you more about that later. But in the meantime, for Just Stop, you know that one of my favorite people is Princess Kate.
I've heard.
I think that she is the perfect person for the job that she will be doing and is doing now. And I think she seems like a lovely person, and I think she's dedicated. And I just think that it's amazing that, nobody here in the United States can commit to anything for as long as the royal family has committed to doing their jobs.
Right. That's a lot.
And because we're talking about, thousands of years.
Right.
So,
and it's a lifetime for each generation.
Exactly. So I'm really impressed with her. I think she's lovely. I think she's very well spoken. I think she's just highly intelligent. I just really, really like her. And I really, really hate it when people have a problem with anything that she does. And now she went off on vacation and she came back and her hair is lighter, like she kind of went blonde. And people have a problem with that. What is your problem? Just stop. She's beautiful. And the hair, she looks great. It's a little bit blonder. It's still a little bit brown.
So what?
Like, who cares?
Right. Those people have a problem not having a problem when they don't have a problem.
Right.
So they make up a problem.
They make up a problem.
Maybe her blonde hair or lighter colored
Like,
hair.
why would
Yeah,
you
who
have a
cares?
problem with that? Like, who cares?
Right.
Just stop. Anyway, one more just stop. If I hear the mayor of Chicago, or J.D. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, say one more time, we don't need help with crime in Chicago after 58 people were shot. That doesn't include the stabbings, the robberies, and all the other stuff that went on. At least seven of them passing away over Labor Day weekend. No, we don't need help. When you have moms and daughters and sons and husbands and wives and grandmas and grandpas going on television who have lost sons and daughters and kids and teenagers and everything to the violence that's in Chicago. And I don't care if it's gun violence, they were beaten to death, they were stabbed to death, whatever it is. I don't care what kind of violence it was. When you have those people coming on these interviews in these news stations and saying, please, God, send us some help.
What about all the hundreds of thousands of people living in fear that aren't coming out of their house, that don't do anything anymore because they don't trust it? And violence is violence. Pick your tool.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Right. It's just like the whole school shooting thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, we need gun control. No, we don't. We need crazy control.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the bottom line. Like, this is not, when guns are sitting on the table, they don't hurt anybody.
No.
It's when that crazy person picks them up, or that angry person, or that person whose mental health issues have gone unchecked,
or they
picks it up.
Right. They pick up the knife. They pick up the screwdriver.
Right.
They pick up some kind of
the crock pot.
They pick up the keys for the car.
Right.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you.
The Boston Marathon kids used pressure cookers. Yeah. Like, come on. Okay, just stop with it.
Right.
Just stop with it. Let's go a step further and get to the root of the problem, which is people don't think that they're going to be held accountable. And when you talk about statistics going down, the statistics are going down, the incidents are not.
Right.
They are changing the way that they're reporting things. They're fudging numbers, and they're changing what they're charging. Okay? Mm-hmm. So the murders are gone down. Well, yeah, that's because you charged them with manslaughter.
Right. Right. We need more gun laws, but they plead the gun violation out right away.
Uh-huh.
And don't enforce it.
Right.
Oh, no, I hear you.
So stop trying to be so tricky. Okay? We all know what's behind it, and it's politics, and you need to stop.
A lot of people giggle when I say liberalism's a mental disorder, which is not a joke. I mean that sincerely. Mm-hmm. But how are you in the position that those two are in with all the damage that's being done in that city, not the state of Illinois?
Exactly.
You get away from Chicago, there's nothing wrong with Illinois.
Right.
It's that mayhem around in there. How do you stand there with a straight face saying, no, we don't have any problems?
Right.
There's got to be a mental health issue.
But here's the thing. They're not saying that they don't have problems.
No.
They're saying they don't need help. But their own law enforcement agencies are standing there with their hands up going,
help.
You don't speak for us.
Right.
We want the help.
Well, they don't want to have somebody come in and fix what they screwed up and show the people of Illinois that we really don't know what we're doing. But we're going to keep lying to you about it.
When Trump went to send in the troops to D.C., and the mayor and the police chief were like, no. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gave that a week or 10 days, and they started changing their tune. And if you go look at what they're saying now, they're either not saying anything and letting them clean it up, or the fact is that both the police chief and the mayor of Washington, D.C. has said, okay, it's better.
Yeah,
it's better because he did it.
He's proving that he's right.
Yeah. And he doesn't care if he's right. He doesn't. That's not why he's doing
what it's about.
it. And if you listen closely to him and stop looking at the face that is saying the words and hating the face, and start listening to the words and the hopeful outcome and goals that this guy wants to achieve.
Right.
And stop worrying about who it is that Trump is actually saying it. How can you disagree with this?
Right. Yeah, and
he
that's
just wants
a very
people to
valid
stop
point.
dying.
Yeah, the hatred is the face. They don't like him.
Right.
So they won't agree with anything he does.
If Biden would have said this same stuff,
they'd have been
Chicago would have been cleaned up by now.
But they wouldn't have been able to keep him awake long enough to say it.
Yeah, right. I know. Well,
it's a
Chicago
shame.
does have some good ice cream.
Yeah, they got good food.
He would have enjoyed that, but that's about it. You're right. His attention span had, vanished. But anyway, so yeah, but to see these moms, like, it is, I can't believe that people see these interviews and hear these families crying for help, and you refuse to do anything about it and refuse to acknowledge that there's a problem. Like, it's just stunning how bad that is.
Yeah, it's the Democratic playbook. I mean, they denied all the deaths. The 13 killed over in Fallujah, I think it was. The 13 they got killed during Hillary Clinton was a senator.
Right. She was secretary. Wasn't she Secretary of State?
Yes.
Yeah.
And denied anything happening. You know,
so they said that was, didn't they say that was caused because of a magazine artist, some completely stupid,
deny, and don't acknowledge. You know, and that was one of the things that President Trump did was he acknowledged it. He went to the families. He talked to them. You know, there is so many things that he does good that it's got to be absolute hatred when you can't acknowledge the fact that he's doing good.
Well, and it's so bad that now they're just making crap up.
Yeah.
You know, like and then
keep telling the lies, because once you tell the lies, someone's going to believe it. Job done.
Ahead. Right.
Even when they prove you wrong.
Right.
You never hear about that. We talked about it last week with the school shootings. You only hear the bad. You never hear how the liaison officers and law enforcement and, you know, the teachers and the system is working and they're keeping kids safe and they're stopping this stuff before it happens.
Right.
Never hear about that.
Right.
Just hear the bad.
Right. Well, you know, it's proving how divided we are. Like as a society in general, right? Like there's no gray area anymore. And those of us who remember the days, again, I think we talk about this every week. Those of us who are in the middle, because what you say is liberalism is a mental disorder. Being a Democrat isn't.
No.
Being a Republican isn't. Being an extreme right-wingist, that's kind of a mental disorder too.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. So like we're not saying but those of us who live in this gray area, like how come we're not just all trying to figure out the best way to get from point A to point B, including all of everybody's ideas, all of those of us normal people who think that are wondering when y'all are going to stop listening to the crazy people on each side.
Right.
So we can all get something done.
Right. One thing I have noticed is the political arguments are less and less. You know, less and less people get involved in it.
Well, yeah, because the proof is more and more.
Right.
Right.
But there is a reality being shown, and it's working. And I think people, again, on both sides, are starting to realize that. It's extreme, and I agree, left or right, extreme, no good.
Nope.
Doesn't work. And I think we're seeing that change, and hopefully it continues because it's working for the country. So.
Well, again, there's a lot of us standing around saying, hey, nothing's getting done. Like, shut up.
Right.
Like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
You know? And when you have your own citizens starting to finally be unafraid to speak up for themselves, because that's a lot of what's gone on in Chicago. They're afraid to speak up for themselves. But somebody said the other day, my God, Chicago's so bad, the mafia's even moved out. Like, you know, and it's
funny,
probably
but
true.
Sad.
Right.
Very, very sad.
But when you see these people go on to live television and they're like, we're done with you. Going to city council meetings, we're done with you. Like, why are you spending money on all these people that shouldn't be here? And my kids don't have school lunches, appropriate school lunches. And, you know, the teachers and you're shutting down schools and you're doing this and you're doing that. And the youth in Chicago are being completely ignored, both crime-wise, education, you name it. And they are not getting what they deserve. And it's because y'all are spending money on somebody that shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, putting them up in the hotel
Bottom
and
line.
feeding them well.
Right. 5-star hotels.
Yep.
So and the fact that some of these politicians have just refused to even acknowledge that
won't even answer the questions.
Exactly. Perhaps some of this has gone on. Like, not even hold yourself a little bit of account, you know, like, okay, nothing. No, that's not what's happened. I know that you're seeing it with your own eyes and you're feeling it with your own hearts, and you are affected by it at your own kitchen table. But no, that's not happening.
Right.
That's not what's happening. Okay. Yep. Well, you keep telling yourself that, dude, but eventually these people are going to get smart and stop voting for people who treat them this way.
You know what makes me really laugh is when you watch a lot of these congressional investigations, interviews, where they're, you know, You have Democrats talking to conservatives like Bondi or whatever, and they ask a question and won't allow them to answer.
Right.
Okay, and then when you switch it around and you have a conservative asking a liberal a question, they won't answer it.
Right.
You know, it's a trend.
Yeah.
It's always the same.
They attacked RFK Jr. last week about vaccinations, and Elizabeth Warren tried to say to him, when you were being nominated and you were going through that process, you promised that you would not try to tell people that vaccinations were bad, basically. That's not the exact wording or whatever. And she said, and now you're going back on your promise. And he was like, no, I didn't. I said that I would recommend the things that we knew were safe.
Right.
We don't know that this or that is safe. And so I didn't say don't get it. I said we're still looking into it. Like, that's not, well, that means that that people can't walk into their pharmacy and get a COVID vaccination for free. And he's like, no, it doesn't. All I'm saying is we're doing more research.
Right.
But I'm telling you what, the research is going to show what most of us already know. Mm-hmm. And that is that, yes, it may have saved some lives, but the question remains, did it save more lives than it didn't?
Caused, yeah. Yep.
And I think that you're going to find that it did not save as many lives as what it could have or should have. Or
I would like to see the numbers of how many alleged COVID deaths really weren't COVID deaths.
I know one.
Those numbers would be staggering.
I know one.
Yeah, you do.
My mom. Mm-hmm. My mom had a heart attack standing in front of my dad, hadn't been out of the house for 6 weeks. Got to the hospital, wouldn't let my dad see her. Said that she had COVID pneumonia, and that's what no. Mm-mm. She literally had a heart attack standing in front of, she was sitting in front of my dad.
Yeah.
And even the EMTs are like, huh?
And people across this country can say, yeah, I have a family member, I have a friend, I know a guy, whatever. There are so many stories of people dropping dead from a heart attack or a stroke, or they had terminal cancer, but it's a COVID death.
Well,
no.
The other thing is, and maybe we should talk about this a little bit more next week too, is that the instances of tachycardia, heart-related incidents, birth defects, and things like that since the COVID vaccination was released has gone up in some cases over 1,000%.
Wow.
And so we can talk about some of that next week. But I mean, but the point being that, he isn't saying, and see, they don't like this, okay? They want you to be black or white, okay?
Right.
They want you to say, you're either going to do this or we're not going to do this, and you follow our rules, and that's the end of this, of this discussion. But that's not what he wants to do. He's like, I'm not making any recommendation because we don't have all the facts.
Right.
We're gathering information, and you're not going to pigeonhole me here. And she refused to accept that. But then he threw in, I understand where your form of questioning is coming from because you've accepted over $850,000 from pharmaceutical companies as far as contributions to your campaigns. So I understand that these pharmaceutical companies are not real thrilled that we're trying to make sure that all of these vaccinations are on the up and up.
Well, she's got to earn her money.
And so,
and if you don't have a problem with that, you got a problem.
Right. So I don't know. I think that what you see is Americans waking, again, normal people that don't live their life on politics. They just want to see stuff get done and people be happy and healthy. They're all getting sick of it.
Yeah.
And the only person that they're seeing that's even trying to come down on the side of healthy, happy, wealthy, working, American patriots is Trump and the administration in Washington, D.C. right now. And so you can like him or you can hate him as a person. Like I said, I would never invite him to Thanksgiving dinner. I think that would totally get on my nerves. But I think that he wants to do the things that I would like to see my grandkids enjoy.
Well,
I don't know, life.
There's a reason we voted him in.
Right. So
we had enough crazy.
Right. But the RFK Jr. thing last week, the hearing or whatever, oh my God. I watched some of it. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And I did watch the Elizabeth Warren part. And he just kept saying to her, I know where your line of questioning's coming from. The money. Like, I get why you're trying to beat me down and tell me, but I'm not saying I'm not condemning. I'm not saying I'm condemning something. I'm saying I don't know. And I know you're not used to people getting up here and acting like they don't know, because then they turn around and say, well, then if you don't know, you're not qualified.
Right.
And he's like, no, I don't know, because I'm trying to learn.
Right. We're going to find out.
Right.
But right now we don't have the correct answer.
Right. Or the most
answer.
accurate answer. Right. So, you're gonna bash him for being honest and transparent,
doing his job
and doing his job.
Yeah.
So whatever. But somebody else said, "Why do we have the Center for Disease Control if the Center for Disease Control isn't going to control disease?"
It's a great question.
Like what? It's just like the Department of Education. Why do we have the Department of Education? They don't educate. Mm-hmm. They're bossing their teachers around when the teachers' natural instincts are to do most of what they tell them to do.
Yeah.
Let the teachers teach. They know how to bring these kids up. Stop making them do stuff they don't want to do. That's a whole nother conversation. We can't.
It really is.
So anyway,
really,
I hope everybody is enjoying their
really
back to school time. And yeah,
it is really.
I know. Mike Mason is calling.
Just asking when we're going to take a break.
Right, yeah.
Wednesday.
How about we take a break till next week?
Oh,
okay,
right.
fine.
I got stuff to do.
Let's go find some pumpkin latte.
Oh, yeah.
Boca crap.
I'm telling you what, Jack Daniel's Bloody Mary is really good.
Yeah? You're highly recommending that now, are you?
Yes.
It's on the top 10?
Very healthy.
Very healthy. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hydrates you, adds, all those good vegetables and minerals and stuff in your system.
All right.
It's the way to go.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Go see Beth.
I will, we will go see Beth.
Some of us.
Somebody
will.
We'll go see Beth today, that's for sure. But in the meantime, we will have more on the extension of the show and a few more details about that next week.
We get to go longer yet?
Uh-huh.
It's going to be awesome.
And we have a couple guests next week that are going to talk about some really cool events coming up as well. So we're looking forward to that. But in the meantime, have a great Sunday. We'll see you next week right here on Lake 96.1. Coming up, more music.